Field of the favorites, we here for the latest. South side or the north side, not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams, both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball, but we don't pull the wrong strings. Yeah, it's that time of the year now. Wrigley or Gantes or the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood, discussions and interviews. Trade rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Knife.
So then I says to him, I says, fuck, oh, hey, we're live. Hey, everybody.
Man, I gotta know what you said to the goat herder.
Mike Fulnewicz appears to be close to a deal. We're gonna have I think we're gonna have breaking news on this show.
Would be nice.
Don't yell at me, Mr. Han. You can yell at that gentleman who is part of Hector Gomez's search committee.
We're searching for Hector. Okay. So it took me. Okay, I was making hot dogs. Sorry, guys. Late lunch.
Wieners.
Weenies.
No, and the stupid
Holy
relish
shit.
came out
Is
of the squeeze bottle.
Whoa.
Holy shit, we got a WordPress.
This has to be a
Reese,
box.
did you have that thing locked and loaded?
God dang, Reese.
It's a box. There's a link to a WordPress article.
Oh, is this because the Bears never had a black quarterback?
But they did.
Yeah, but they were really bad.
Cordell Stewart, the legend.
Cordell Stewart. Hello. Moses Moreno.
Okay.
Juice,
All right.
Juice
Take this off.
Williams.
Take-
Juice Williams
take the
during
bottom.
that one.
Henry Burris.
camp.
Burris.
Who was the dude that bounced between the Bears and the Browns and he was really bad?
Is it Vince Evans? I don't know who.
Oh.
The Bears and the Browns.
He was like a backup quarterback and then he got the starting gig. Jesus Christ, I can't leave his name. Whatever. He was from Auburn, I want to say.
Not Cam Newton. Okay.
No, he's not.
I'm not going to be Cam Newton in 2021 either.
Hold on, we're not going live until I
I
figure
mean,
this
you
out.
have to get. I mean, we are live, but we're not going to actually
We're
go
not
live
live.
until you get this answer.
Yeah, hold on.
Here you go, Bears fans on Facebook. This is what you're getting. This is the Bears talk you're going to get.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah, you're
Bears. talk.
affected right now. We need you.
We're gonna figure out what quarterback Zoe's talking about. Play
Yep.
for the Bears and Browns, backup QB.
Jason
Anything else?
Campbell. Jason
Jason-
Campbell.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
Jay Campbell. That's right. No, he was the Redskins.
No, he played for the Browns too.
No, I think it was the
Redskins.
Browns. I mean, he was. Oh god! Remember that
Mr.
Houston
Hand,
game?
for
Was
your
the Houston
approval?
game when he came in or something?
Oh wait, hold on.
Jason Campbell played for
Redskins.
the Redskins, the Raiders, the Bears, and then the Browns, and then the Bengals.
What do you think, Mr. Hand? Are we good here? It says the good stuff, so I hope it's like not false advertising. I'd be pretty pissed.
Probably is.
That stuff.
I mean, that's actually what we should do is we should create a whiskey and advertise it as the bad stuff.
Ready? This is the sound of
We'll create
John
a whiskey.
Lester leaving Ben
We'll call-
Zobrist's house.
Yeah, we'll create the whiskey. We'll call it Pinwheels Whiskey and we'll advertise it. It's the shitty
best.
stuff.
It's
At
the
least,
best.
at least we're honest.
Shittier than our own takes.
Yes. All right. I think that's a hot start. We should probably get ready.
Okay, there we go.
I think the gang's all here. I'm seeing all the familiar faces in the comment section.
I'm waiting for Luke.
Luke's here.
Luke's
He's
here. Where
there.
you at? Oh, there he is. Oh yeah, I didn't look in the chat. Oh
Luke's
yeah,
here.
he's here. My penance.
You guys have your newfound rivalry.
Cheers to a good show, fellas.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It is Friday, February 5th, and you have found the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. This is the place to go for all your Chicago baseball talk. We talk White Sox, we talk Cubs, rumors, signings, general bullshit, salute, and yeah, all the above. So I'm your host, Matt Zawoski, a.k.a. Southside Zoe, a.k.a. Father Zoe, and we got a big announcement that'll come on later to the show, but you can see it in my name title if you're watching it. It's kind of a big deal.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Aldo's new phone cover.
No, that thing's pretty sweet, though. Well, speaking of which, with me, as always, is Mr. Aldo Soto.
Zoe, let me be the first to wish you a happy Jonathan Lucrow Day for the now White Sox backup catcher, probably, right? Maybe.
Minor league,
Congratulations for signing Cubs legend Jonathan Lucroy.
minor league deal. We'll get into that in just a minute. And the chairman of the Hector Gomez, the White Sox are getting good news search committee,
This was the big news, though.
Mr. K. Fitz.
I spent at least 12 minutes looking for Hector Gomez, and all I could find was him. He was answering every question I had with pictures of him with other people. And that was how he was answering each question was, how are you feeling today? And it would be him taking a picture with, I don't know, Pee Wee Herman. And then I'd be like, why'd you mess up on the announcement when it came to Cruz coming to the White Sox? And he took a picture of himself with Jeff Goldblum, which I'm moving the chaos theory and life finds a way. I don't know. It's interesting how he communicates via pictures.
I think it was life finds a way. But he did tweet a picture of Tatis's little brother taking BP today. I think that was it. Like, you haven't fucked up this one yet. Give it time. Give it time.
Yeah,
So we had a lot to talk about. We're getting really, really close, thank God, to pitchers and catchers reporting. Well, maybe. We'll see. But supposedly we're getting close. K-Fizz is rocking the 108 gear.
I had to show it.
But we're going to talk about Cubs making some signings, some moves. One that broke my heart. We haven't done a show since. Sons of bitches.
You're going to have to take the positive, you're going to have to take a lot of shots this year because we're going to talk about him a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't think I know. Actually, me drinking for saying his name is over.
Oh, wow.
That's over. You two have to drink now.
Every time you do it?
The shoe's on the other foot now.
Oh, because Jacques on it.
No. We weren't obsessed with him signing. You were.
Still think it would have been a good fit. Sons of bitches.
Here we go. We'll compromise. Every time he hits a home run, you have to take a shot.
Probably about 18 over the course of the season.
Half.
Woo! All right. So we got all that going on and much, much more. As always, if you're watching us on Thursday night live, thank you very much. We appreciate it. I'm kind of upset no one in the comments has mentioned how good I look in glasses, but we'll move on to that.
Maybe they need to see you up close.
Yep. And if you're listening to us on Friday or over the weekend while you're frozen in your igloo, we appreciate that too. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at PinwheelsIvyPod. We got links to different ways that you can help support the show. But all that being said, let's tap this keg. As always, this show is brought to you by PointsBet. There is a ton of promotions going on in PointsBet for the big game on Sunday between the Chefs and the Potato Peelers. Make sure you go and sign up for PointsBet. Use promo code Pinwheels. Get involved in those promotions. They got no-brainer bets, huge odd bets. You get free money, money matching guaranteed. PointsBet, PointsBet, PointsBet. Use promo code Pinwheels. Prop bets. They got the Gatorade bet. They got the coin toss bet. They got, all this. Me and Fids are kind of on the same page. We're going against the public money and much, much more. Go Bucks. But make sure you go and download PointsBet, use promo code Pinwheels, and make that money, honey. And then throw some towards the show. So maybe I can afford a razor and shave this beard off. We'll see. Yeah. So I think we should just start with that. If you are a long-time listener to the show, which it's awesome that we have people that I can say are a long-time listener to the show, and medium-sized 108 hoodie. Get them, Luke. And you comment on the show and you interact with the show. We really appreciate you, but we have a lot of long-running jokes or long-running things that we talk about on the show. And one of the things,
long-running,
probably I don't run. These last 2 weeks or last two off seasons is I wanted the White Sox to sign Jock Peterson, and I'll do all my drinking after I'm done talking. So you just save it in the comments.
There's one. That was one.
So I wanted White Sox to sign Jock Peterson. They needed a power left-handed bat who's a decent outfielder. It just fit with this lineup. Young guy, fun guy. He would definitely fit in with this team, the culture of the team. It'd be an easy transition, cheap. Apparently, Jock didn't think he was cheap, but we're going to get to that in a minute, dumbass. I'm just going to put them all together and drink like 3 seconds or whatever. But
I will stand in defense of Jock Peterson being a dumbass. Your dumbass is a guy that was confident enough to bet on himself to be an everyday player. So one man's dumbass is another dude's confident dude.
Yeah,
he's not going to be an everyday player.
And he could be confident all he wants. His confidence cost him $3 million.
Maybe. We don't know the buyout yet.
Maybe. So here's what happened. A little breakdown. After we did our show on Thursday, I was feeling pretty good. I was like, hey, holy shit, this might happen. You know, I got the city right. But we got news on Friday, and thank you all, because there's a lot of you that tagged me in the tweets. I appreciate it. I definitely saw it. I can assure you I saw it. But the Cubs signed Jock Peterson. And the money came out. Looks like, what was he, $7 million?
Mm-hmm. With a $500,000 bonus.
Yeah, there's probably inside. It's probably pretty.
Have those details come out? I haven't seen anything.
I thought it was 700 plus like a 500,000 like incentive thing.
And so I was a little, whatever. I was like, fuck, that sucks. But I was right on the price. I've been saying 6.5 for the whole time. I thought it would be around there. But then the news came out that the White Sox made him an offer like a month ago.
Right before they signed Adam Eaton.
December. Right. So Jock was plan A for the White Sox. Jock said, no, I'm holding out because I want to be every day and I want 10 mil. Sox said, cool, good luck with that. Smell you later.
Well, didn't the Sox offer him 10 mil? He wanted more than 10 mil. He wanted more than 10 mil to be paid to be a
platoon guy.
From what I read, he was paid he wanted the extra money because he was going to platoon. If he was going to platoon, he wanted more than 10 million. I think is what I read.
It could be it. I saw a bunch of different reports. So that
the platoon was what he was willing to be paid extra for, but the platoon was his inconvenience fee.
Okay, all right, whatever. So he said no. Sox said cool. They signed Adam Eaton. Awesome. Jock thought he was going to get around the 10 million mark. He wanted more than 10 million in multiple years. So Jock held out, and then he eventually took 3 million less to be with the Cubs. Now, with the absence of Kyle Schwarber, people have kind of penciled Jock in as the starting left fielder for the Cubs.
I would think he's penned in. He's like one of the highest paid players.
Right. Well, that's true. But you guys both agree with that?
He's going to get a shot to be an everyday guy. He's going to get to prove if he can hit lefties or not. He never got a chance in LA. So this is his chance he bet on himself with a 1-year deal. And if he goes out and kicks ass, he's going to lock himself up to a much more higher AAV value deal than the White Sox would have been able to offer him. And so I think he bet on himself in 2021. And I think that if he sucks, then he screws himself. But if he performs, he's going to get more than 10 million in a multi-year deal. So for him to take 7 this year and then ride.
He basically was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to get the opportunity with the Cubs. Mm-hmm. They're a big market team, national television. I'm going to be on display. He's basically betting on himself, which
he's not stuck there during a rebuild.
There's also, not only that, but if the situation arises that the Cubs just suck or that the Cubs just aren't a good team, if he gets traded, he's going to get traded to a contender. So a win-win for Jock either way.
Yeah, the White Sox.
For Andrew Vaughn.
No, God no. We're going to talk about Vaughn here. But yeah,
argue.
As Don said here, if Eaton goes down or is not productive, will the Sox trade for Jock by the deadline or Blackmon?
That would be a cool trade. I'd be fine with that.
I'd be cool with that. That'd be kind of funny. I wouldn't mind. I like Blackmon. I think Blackmon is a great outfielder. I like the whole caveman look he's got going. He's a little fucking crazy. The Rockies are a fucking shit show now after Nolan Arenado went to the Cardinals and then after what their owner said afterwards. Talk about what not to say after you lose your star player.
I saw this weird
from the Cubs world too.
I saw this weird thing from the Rockies. It was like, so the Rockies came in what year? Like 94, 95?
Let's go. Starling Marte, I'm all aboard that train.
They've been in first place like a total of like 135 days or something. Like their entire existence. They've been in first place for like less than like 3 months out of like 26 years of being in baseball. So
all right. So I'm very happy the Cubs got Jock. I think I think he's going to hit well in Wrigley Field. I think what's the word I'm looking for? Not layout, but
I mean, the big question. I think the question that was on every Sox fan's mind was, "Are you going to buy a Jock Peterson Cubs jersey?"
No.
Wow.
Nope.
I'm not sure he's going to be here long enough for us to even think about buying a Jock Peterson jersey for anybody, let alone someone that just loves him as much as Zoe does, with such tender and consistent love.
Right. Well, my rule is too, and we could talk about this because someone tried to get me with a gotcha on Twitter, but I don't wear division rival gear, hats or T-shirts or jerseys, and I won't wear Cubs gear, just out of principle. But yeah, well, it's just, I mean.
Oh, by the way, also good news that obviously the Cubs got a solid player in Jock Peterson, but also for you don't have to stay up late to watch him play. Cubs play mostly afternoon games, and when they play at night, it's going to be Central or East Coast time most nights. So there you go, another positive.
I do want to talk about the shittiness, though. In the Jock Peterson move, there was more than just a deal afoot. And I don't know if you guys mind for a second me kind of going over this whole plot that just happened. But on Friday morning,
I know where you're going to go with it, so go with the Cliff Note version.
Okay, yeah. So on Friday morning, obviously the Jock Peterson trade comes down. And then Crane Kinney's and upper management's water carrier, we'll call him the shiny-headed one, Voldemort or whatever, or Grim Reaper, whatever. He came out with a exclusive report that
Dave
ownership
Kaplan
was going to open up the pocketbooks now, that they've seen the light and they're going to be spending. And I actually
there you go.
I posted a video on Friday after the Jock Peterson trade, and I actually specifically addressed this, where I'm like, I have a really bad feeling. I don't trust Tom Ricketts. He's the biggest piece of shit owner in baseball. There's got to be something up. In my opinion, I think he knew the Nolan, and I said it on the video. I go, I think he knows the Nolan Arenado trade's coming on Sunday, is what I said. I thought it was going to come on like Sunday.
For the record, I can verify all of his predictions. He was saying it in our chat.
Yep, and creating this whole narrative that the Cubs are paying and got everybody excited, knowing full well, obviously, that the Arenado trade was going to come down and it was a shit trade. He literally gas-lamped the entire Cubs fan base for like 6 hours. And so obviously when the Arenado trade came down Friday night, I was parked in front of my buddy's house. And I did my second video. I actually deleted it. I really felt bad. It was a lot of F-bombs and some anger and some shades and some shadows and some whatever. And it was bad. I was very angry, but therein is Tom Ricketts as an owner. The only time he ever does anything beneficial for the fan base was when he knew he had to cover his own ass. And it was all about optics and PR. He wanted to, as they say in PR, he wanted to get out in front of this thing. So what does he do? He sends his stooge out to tell everybody that he's going to spend money. So Cubs fans get excited about this Jock Peterson move, and the Cubs are going to start picking up more players. And then Nolan Arenado came down the line. So Tom Ricketts just proved once again, that he is the biggest piece of shit owner in all of baseball. Sorry, White Sox, Jerry's fine compared to this piece of shit. And he proved his case once again. You're not going to be doing Tom Ricketts in a year. No.
So you're not saying signing Jock Peterson for $7 million equals trading for Nolan Arenado? It's not the same thing.
Oh, and then telling fans that they're going to spend some more all of a sudden. Fans like, oh, maybe on Monday we'll sign like Colton Wong.
Oh no.
Nope.
Easy.
Maybe we could spend $9 million for second baseman. Nope. No,
you don't need it. You got Nico.
$1 million on a reliever.
Yeah. Timeline checks out for your theory. I mean, obviously, we don't know if but it makes a lot of sense. They were hyping up the Jock deal a lot, which was weird for a guy you just signed for $7 million. It's not like you went out and signed Bauer. Like, they were making it like they were going to throw a fucking parade for the guy. Like, welcome to Chicago.
And Chief Shiny Head was out there, and he was quoted in a bunch of national news. And ESPN quoted him, like, according to you-know-who from Chicago.
Yeah. And it was a little weird that they were getting so juiced up about it. Like,
who was getting juiced up though? Cubs. What I saw, Cubs were confused. Number one, nobody bought David Kaplan before.
Cubs were optimistic for like.
No, they weren't. The initial reaction to the Cubs signing Jock Peterson was like, so like, what's the point of this? Like, are they? I thought what happened. Like, if you're going to trade Yu Darvish, your rotation's not going to be that good in 2021. There's all the rumors about the Chris Bryant, Wilson Contreras. Like, obviously, you're looking to move past some of those guys. You're like stuck in the middle. Like for me, it was like, what's the point of spending this $7 million on Jock Peterson?
And because of this show, I follow a lot more Cubs bloggers and, people we've had on the show and guys you've told me to follow. And that seemed to be the general consensus. Like a lot of the Cubs blogs that I saw were all like, okay.
Jock Peterson would have been great. Jock Peterson would have been great if like the Cubs also signed like, a decent starting pitcher. If they would have, made a blockbuster trade and, got an actual major league talent with the Yu Darvish one. It's like, all right, well, they just like retooled the roster, but they're still trying to be competitive in 2021. But like right now, they're kind of just like half-assing it. And it's like, okay, Jock, cool. He's an upgrade.
It is an upgrade. That's the thing. It's
keyword.
It is an upgrade in left field.
And it's like, okay, like your rotation is still shit.
They went out and got a pirate.
It's like, all right, it's like they're just like half-assing it, which is the worst part that you want to see from your favorite teams. We've seen that in Chicago way too often. Not just on the other side of time, but with, like the Bulls with all those years of just half-assed. It's like, hey, we're kind of good. But it's like, are you actually? No.
It feels like it's more par for the course with the Ricketts family. They can't stop tripping over their own dick, dropping all over the place. They can't do anything just by the book. They have to.
I thought someone fucked up and wrote Cubs instead of Sox on the first tweet I saw.
Whether it's the Marquee Network, whether it's the construction project going twice the budget, it's everything that Tom Ricketts touches. Other than his move to sign, to bring in, Theo Epstein as his first move, everything that Tom Ricketts has done since has turned to shit. He is the absolute worst. Okay, yes, the Rockies owner said, hold my beer, but the Rockies owner is actually not a piece of shit. There's a difference. He didn't lie to his fans. He told the fans this needed to happen. They knew it was coming sooner or later.
Yeah,
Tom Ricketts tell you to your face that he's not going to do something. We're not going to tear down the team. And then they'll go ahead and trade off, the ace, the Cy Young Award winner. They'll spend no money, but tear down and just let people walk. That's after telling fans, of course, that he's they're not going to tear anything down. So he lies to your face. He's a fucking, I don't know. I can't wait till he sells the team in a couple years after he gets his max value, because then he'll be gone and he can go back to Nebraska where he belongs. He could stay in there with those.
I have bad news for you, Kevin. Tom Ricketts is going to sell the team because you know why he's not going to sell the team? Because of all the reasons you just said.
Right.
Like that hotel cost him whatever it was, but he's still going to be charged like $1,200 a night for the next 100 years. They're not selling the team anytime.
Wait till ticket prices go up. I can't wait.
Yeah. So, God, we deal with a lot of pieces of shit. Rocky's owner completely fucked the post Arenado interview too. That's the most complicated trade. They said one of the top 5 most complicated trades in Major League history. Like the amount of pieces that had to fall into place after it was agreed upon, it was still epic in size. And I get it, but he put it all on Nolan in his post trade interview. He's just like, no one was being a brat. He wanted out of here. I was just like, what are you doing, dude? It's just, I don't know.
Last year, remember how much of a brat he was acting? He was acting like a brat last year.
Right. Well, the Cardinals are going to be fucking good.
Are they though?
Yes.
Are they though?
I mean, they have the best first baseman, third baseman combo in baseball now, I think. White Sox fans, relax. And they also have a very good pitching staff with very good young relievers.
Do they though?
Yes, they do.
They got Adam Wainwright. Damn it.
All right. Well, speaking of division rivals, though, the fucking Twins.
Yep. Cruz.
They went in there and they.
Before you get into that, why are Sox fans panicking?
I don't know. That's what I'm going to get to because I don't understand that.
Go ahead, Zaga. Like the Sox. I mean, before you get into it though, like to me, like even after the moves, like the Sox are still like the favorite to win. I don't know.
Well, for me,
I guess it's just me.
The Twins are still the favorite because they are the defending champs. So going into the season, I still see the Twins as the favorite, and that's why I keep posting the Ric Flair meme. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now, the Twins are the fucking man because they're the defending champs. Even though they've lost 18 straight playoff games, they are the man. So, apparently to the surprise of a lot of people, the Nelson Cruz just stayed with the Twins for $13 million. I mean, there was this. It's almost like it was a fantasy of White Sox fans that they would sign Nelson Cruz, and I don't know if Hector threw coal on that fire or what, but I don't know. It would have been cool if the White Sox signed Nelson Cruz. I would have been all about it. 40-year-old slugger, whatever. But he stayed with the team that he knows, and he got $13 million fucking dollars to do it. So,
but did Hector Gomez ruin another Rickon deal? That's what it seemed to me 2 weeks ago.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Damn Twitters. And so people got a little, pissed off, whatever. Started freaking out, but I don't understand the freak out part because he was on the team last year. I just basically in my head figured that he was on the goddamn Twins the whole time, but whatever. Hector Gomez has as much good news for Sox fans as Fid does. Keep getting them, Luke. But
by the way, I do appreciate the beer you're drinking, Luke.
Oh, wait.
For the record,
the only one, though.
For the record, no offense to Beer Garden Jim or Janet.
There you go. Oh,
voted for Luke.
Yep, that's right, Alex. Garfine did say that they checked in on Cruz. He was probably told that. They're probably like, fuck, we got to give him something. Chuck, say they were checking in on him. They might have
But then also immediately tell Bob Nightingale that we have no more money to spend.
Right. Exactly. Yes. And so that's how that went down. So Nelson Cruz is still on the Twins. Whatever. The Twins are going to be the Twins. You got to beat the Twins. You've always had since we started this whole fucking thing. You got to beat the Twins.
Your rotation is better.
I think so, and I think our bullpen's way better.
Your lineup is better.
I think the lineup's better too, but the way that I look at things, the defending champs are, as long as there's no drastic changes, they are the favorites. And so to me, the Twins are still the favorites. Now, the White Sox went out and they signed Liam Hendriks. Great signing. I got nothing against this signing whatsoever. But in signing Hendriks, they let Colomé walk and be a free agent. Again, I've said this multiple times. Baseball is a business. You got to check feelings at the door. It is what it is. Twins signed him. That caused a lot of shit. Ken W.O. fucking is having a heart attack over here about it. He's posting pictures of Twins jerseys saying.
I was going to ask you the other big question for Sox fan is Ken W.O. going to buy a Twins Alex Colomé jersey?
He said he's going to buy the jersey probably, which is even worse in my opinion. I hate jerseys.
I hope his baby gets small and he wears it proudly.
But all right, Colomé was very good for the White Sox. I'm not arguing that at all. I would be stupid to say otherwise. I've seen some people trying to downplay it, being like, oh, he's not that good, blah, blah, blah. He's due for a recession, which could be the case, but he was good, man. He was good for the White Sox. He's a good closing pitcher. My thing with him is he always had a little bit of control problems. He made a lot of saves a lot more interesting than they needed to be. And he's not even the man in Minnesota. Minnesota has already come out and said they're going to have a closer committee. Regression. Shut up, Willie. Me speak English.
I have a question for you, Zoe.
Economy. Just making sure.
I have a question for you, Zoe. I don't know if I think I did this. I did the math real quick, but would you rather have Liam Hendriks? Obviously, he signed through 3 years and has that 4-year option or whatever. So Hendriks, just think about 2021. Hendriks and Adam Eaton for $19 million? Because he's making 11 and Adam Eaton's making 8. Mm-hmm. So we'd rather have that for 2021, or would you rather have Jock for 13 million and Colomé for 6.5? So that's nice. So it's basically almost the same.
Well, I'd rather have Hendriks and Eaton.
Oh, okay. I just want.
I mean, Colomé's good. Again, he's very good.
There, though. You said that really well, though. Rather have Hendriks than Eaton. The way that you put that, as far as the balance is concerned, that shows where your priorities at.
Well, yeah. I mean, that to me is an easy one. And I mean, Colomé is a good closer. He's part of a committee now in Minnesota. I think his style with the walks and You know, he'll come in with a 2-run lead and walk the bases loaded and then get a double play and someone to fly out. Like, that was his thing. I think you play with fire a lot that way.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, the regression when you play with fire like that is somewhat inevitable. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth him. I think he's a very good closer. I think he'll do fine. But holy fuck, boy, I didn't know he had such a deep, like, fan base in Chicago. Like, Ken W.O. fucking just started fucking flipping shit, man. He started going at people. Like, you could tell when Ken's pissed off because he starts, like, just going for people's throats without a filter. I think it's hilarious.
Would you say
I'm laughing my ass off the whole time, but like, people are saying like, oh, he walks too many people. He's like, I walked in your mom's bedroom. Like, he just does like, he's like Michael Scott. He just, when he gets really pissed off, he just does like that. Like, and I was laughing my ass off, and I'm not trying to laugh in Ken's face, but it was fucking hilarious. But then there was some other people that, you know, they were really mad, and I didn't realize that he had like this kind of fan base. And someone called me out. It was one of the Sox on Tap guys. He's like, well, you were talking about buying a Brewers hat if Madrigal got traded. You know, you got to relax or blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, well, the Brewers aren't a division rival. Like, I'll wear
former Sox rival.
Former Sox rival, like 15 years ago. But, like, it's not the same thing in my mind. Like, if Madrigal got traded to the Twins tomorrow, I'm not going to go buy Twins gear. That's a division rival. I've said this before on the show. I love the White Sox more than I love Nick Madrigal. You know what I mean? Like,
do you feel like White Sox fans made an MVP Cy Young out of someone that as far as emotionally in that move, the same way like again, I think a good example would be a guy that's like replaceable but can show value and fans misinterpret as like super valuable. In the Cubs way, that would be like a David Bodie. Does he have like the David Bodie kind of fan club?
He was better.
Kind of overvalues him. He's a good dude, good player. You know, he's fine.
Yeah, Coleman's not even a good dude.
He's not as valuable as they perceive him to be. Is that kind of what it is? I don't know.
No, Alex Colomé was more valuable.
Yeah, and
past couple years
like, if you look at the stats, Colomé was a fucking good closer. But like I said, the typical that's Alex. That's a great comparison. James McCann. McCann was very valuable, very good player.
Yeah.
My thing with Colomé was he would come in with a 2-run lead. He would walk the first 3 batters, then get a double play and a fly out. Like it wasn't just like go in 1, 2, 3 inning, game over.
Yeah, he just wasn't your like you think of the shutdown closers. He wasn't that. Like any Cubs fans hearing it, he was like when the Cubs went from like Hector Rondon to Aroldis Chapman.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hector Rondon like did a great job while he was with the Cubs closer, but like he just wasn't like, even though his numbers were like pretty damn good, like you just didn't feel like, oh, he's like, yeah, no, like game's definitely over. Hector Rondon's coming up.
And so the thing, all right. So and then the other thing was the money. People were like, oh, they could have got Colomé for so much less than Hendricks. I think Hendricks is the better closer, and I also think they paid Colomé a lot of money for a guy that's part of a committee now. Like I think that's kind of weird. I think that I think it's kind of weird. Yeah, I think it's kind of weird that he actually agreed to be part of a committee. I don't even know if they told him that.
Poor dude. I mean, we're talking. He put up really good numbers with the Sox. He can only get $6.5 million to be part of it. Like, right. Poor dude, he can't crack. And
he sat on the shelf for a lot longer than I thought he was going to.
He probably wasn't getting any good offer.
Well, no, and that's it. And that's the thing. And I keep bringing this up, and this is going to segue into my next point. There's what Twitter GMs think. There's what guys like us think. And then there's what people that get paid 6-7 figure salaries that do this, eat, sleep, and breathe this shit think. And we can all sit here and be like, Colomé was great. We saw what we saw. We know the numbers. But there's a lot of things that go on that we don't see, that we don't know about. And for a guy like him to sit on the shelf, even that long after Hendricks signs, shows me that something wasn't adding up. And the fact that he only got $6.5 million to be part of a committee in Minnesota, that's also like no one wanted to put up $8 million to make him the guy.
It's a better Puig situation. It's the same thing with Puig. Like, why is this guy not signed? What's the deal? What's the deal with Colomé? Obviously, everybody else saw something.
There's
something in metrics.
Hilarious.
But they see the same thing with him. Obviously not on the scale where you don't want him on your roster, but people know the value now. Like his value is what he just got. That's actually where sounds like the league had him. So
for those of you that didn't see it, Puig's agent, the super agent,
Chaluba.
Rachel, put out like 3 teams were interested in him, and
None of them.
and all these other guys are just like, I've confirmed with all 3 of these teams that none of them want any part of fucking.
Oh man, I didn't realize the first part. I didn't realize the first part of that story.
It was fucking glorious. And I've asked this since day one with him. If he's as good as people are saying he is, why is he still unemployed? It's because he's an asshole.
Oh, maybe it's like another Mets story. Huh?
Well, and then Rachel, who's also Bauer's agent, tweeted out before we went live tonight, 2 teams left. So basically the Mets and someone else are left on Bauer.
It's the Dodgers.
It's okay. So pick a coast, bro. And if he wants to do this content and all this shit, go to LA. But that'd be weak ass shit if he goes.
No, the TikTok kids would hate. I mean, either way, it's like
Right.
Oh, he's more of a Queens guy. There's more assholes in New York, right?
I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I'm very much over the whole Trevor Bauer saga. 1, because he's not coming to Chicago, and 2, it's just been annoying.
It's your problem now, is the way I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it is
your problem now.
It is what it is. I mean, there's been Mets players that are like vocal about not wanting him on the team.
I mean, I
Here's a guy
cannot
that-
wait. I cannot wait for him to sign with the Mets and just get torn up by the New York media.
I was gonna say, here's a guy that's been really good in the regular season. Yet when his team needed
1.5
him most,
years.
and they were in the World Series, guess where
Good.
Trevor Bauer was? Sitting on the bench with a cut
and I
finger
think,
because he was playing with his drone.
I think our friend Mr. Ham put this in the chat earlier, but good friend of the show, Alex, is putting out a Mets reporters are saying it's done. 3 years, $93 million with $37 million for year 1 and an opt out after year 1.
Yep, that's what John Heyman has it.
Yep. So all right,
Ed Coleman also
Go-
from
dude, that Mets rotation is porn. I mean, on paper, that's porn. That's DeGrom, Thor, Bauer, Stroman. That's fucking porn. Like, that's unbelievable. But
It's the Mets.
the Mets will fuck it up.
It's the Mets.
Yeah, the Mets will fuck it up. James McCann's going to handle that staff. Oh, that's funny.
This will be their best team since 2015.
That
Though.
was,
That's
that
for
was
sure.
a funny one. You can clip that sound effect. But what I was saying about people who get paid to do this job, seeing things that people that like deal with software and then go on Twitter, see Scrambler Channel, Porn Spice Channel. Now we're talking about 2 a.m. Skinamax. Yeah.
Talking about softcore or scrambled core.
We're talking about softcore. We're talking about tummy sticks. So
Sorry, I was playing tummy sticks.
the next debate that's going on right now on White Sox Twitter is Andrew Vaughn. Everybody wants to talk, everyone has opinions on Andrew Vaughn right now.
Mhm.
And it's because due to lack of moves, the White Sox DH position is up in the air. Who's going to be the DH? No one fucking knows. Could be Andrew Vaughn, could be Zach Collins, could be my man Mercedes, could be – they don't
Jonathan
really –
Lucroy.
he's
Won't
a
be Tommy Listella.
minor leaguer. No, Listella's in San Francisco.
Won't be.
But
Danny
It-
Mendick.
it's it could be. That's actually – don't put that in the universe.
Oh wait, we forget about Lurie Garcia, the guy who had more hits than Mike Trout a couple years ago.
Right. We still didn't make those shirts. But here's the thing with Andrew Vaughn. All right. It's weird to me that so many people are like, I don't think he's ready. And they've seen like one clip of him batting. It's like, oh, okay.
What scouting service did you use? Or is
that
that
is-
just I woke up today, had indigestion, and I believe that Andrew Vaughn isn't ready? Like, that doesn't make any damn sense.
That is fucking phenomenal. I can't, please tell me more about your professional opinion. It's just like, what
Did
the
did he look like this on MLB The Show? Is this where you got your information?
Oh,
But I mean, doesn't it go both ways though? Like
It does.
again, you haven't seen him swing.
No,
so you don't
But what
know
I am
either.
going off of is interviews
Just
with
really-
Chris Getz. So the White Sox announced their developmental staff, which is always led by Chris Getz. And a reporter straight up asked him, if the White Sox asked you right now, is Andrew Vaughn ready for major leagues? What would you say? And he looked right at the reporter and just said, he's ready. I would say he's ready. He's ready. And then I listened to Kevin Fiddler, who has coached baseball for a majority of his life. I trust his swing breakdowns. And since the White Sox drafted Vaughn, has been all over his swing. And I also think that his swing has only gotten better. I trust the multiple scouts, both within and without of the White Sox organization, who have said his mechanics and his swing in the taxi site in Schaumburg last year were unbelievable. Because they were like, there was some stat that came out of Schaumburg last year. His exit velocity would have put him like third on the White Sox. His average exit velocity in Schaumburg. Yes, shut up. I know he's facing like the janitor at the Woodford Mall in Schaumburg. I get that. I understand that. But that doesn't make his bat go faster. You know what I mean? Like, he hits piss missiles. Piss missiles are back, baby. And so is positive Zoe. And that's where the spin is coming from, baby. So,
well, I mean, at this point, I mean, he's going to be the DH. They have nobody else.
They have no one. They don't. They don't have anyone
he's
else.
He's going to be the guy.
And
it's not going to be Zach Collins.
And I don't think they're going to play fucking service time games with him.
I think they are, though.
You do?
Yeah. Why wouldn't
John Lester's leaving Ben Zobrist's house again. Hold on.
Woodfield Mall. God damn it. Get off my nuts comment section. Fuck. God.
So are we at a player recession at the Woodfield?
Yes, at the Woodfield Mall.
Woodford. Now say say Mendocino again. They look with Andrew Vaughn and you know what? You said it on there. I saw Aloha. I saw Pete put it on there.
Yes, Alex.
It's right. A lot of pressure to put on a rookie. How come nobody gives you shit last year when at the same exact age that Lou Bob was now or then that Vaughn is now? Nobody gave a shit. They were going to throw him in the fucking one hole. But
I like it, Leonard. I like my DH is hitting 400.
Hey, that's cool. And, and look, when you look at Vaughn, I mean, you posted it today, Zoe. The home run that he hit. Just to look at the ball jump off his bat, just in that one little clip.
At the swing mechanics. I don't care if a fucking 14-year-old is throwing him a fucking 48-mile-an-hour changeup down the middle. Look at the swing mechanics.
He was drafted because he's supposed to be. And again, I wasn't on him just after the White Sox drafted him. You know, before the draft, I was all over his jock like a swinging from his nuts like a pendulum. Man, I was a big fan of his before that because. In many people's opinion, he was the most major league ready now bat in that draft. So for everyone to think that he's not ready after 2.5 years, or what will be about 2 years since he was drafted, the whole point of drafting him was because he was almost there as a mature, developed college offensive player. So he should be technically, after you drafted, Chris Bryant was drafted in 2013, was up with the team in 15. Like that's how it's supposed to go for a mature college bat. That's 2 years. It should not take longer than 2, maybe 3. But 2 is probably the guesstimate if you have a bat that you're drafting that's mature.
Right. And Mr. Han, I
love Bob didn't go to college and didn't play in the AC
yes.
in the Pac-12.
You're comparing apples to oranges when you do that, though. Vaughn has had a very polished journey to where he's at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like very polished. Like he's played in the international games representing Team USA over in Japan. Like he's faced future major leaguers over there. Like,
do you think that Vaughn didn't face future major leaguers in the Pac-12 every day?
It's not the same. You got to stop comparing these players to each other. Like players are different.
I'm comparing him to what he faced. You're saying that Lou Bob's experience because he's faced these pitchers. I'm telling you right now, every single day that Vaughn played in the Pac-12, he was facing a major league potential pitcher. Every single starter. There are no easy games in the Pac-12.
Cuba, dude, he's facing. God, come on, man. You know there's not. What is
I also know that some of the international shit is about as fun as playing single A Division II baseball. Some of those tournaments are shit, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, they're not like just because you're playing with the best players overseas doesn't mean you're playing with the best players in the world.
No.
I'll tell you right now, overseas has some really good players, but a top tier college. Let's say it again. You're facing
right.
Facing better pitcher. You're facing better than single A pitching at the Division I Pac-12 level. Sorry, I'll die on that hill all day long.
And then I also want to point out, like, no one on this show is saying Andrew Vaughn is going to come out this year and be Albert Pujols. Mm-mm. He's not going to have that rookie season. But to just blindly say, like, he's not ready, he's not going to be good, it's just weird to me. It's really weird to me. It's hard to say that with prospects. These kids are getting bigger and stronger every year. They're more and more ready. AAA pitching sucks, dude. Like, everyone knows the good pitching's in AA. I'm responding to Yumper's comment.
Yeah, no one gives a shit about AAA. AAA is a bunch of water wagon carriers. That's what AAA is. It's
I mean,
AA.
I don't know. I'm just, I want to put this like correctly. I don't think Vaughn is going to be like Albert Pujols, rookie year Albert Pujols, where he came out and broke every fucking record and he was the machine. I think Vaughn is going to be better than a lot of people are giving him credit to. And I understand being on the pessimistic side, being on the cautious side of rating these players. But as Aldo pointed out, we don't have anybody fucking else.
So you don't have a choice.
No,
so,
and
the thing is, like I say this, I want to take this window thing and I'm going to shut the window real quick, okay? Because guess what? The Chicago Cubs window in which they won a World Series was done so with how many players under the age of 24 that weren't possibly ready in 2016. So the window thing, you have to do it. Your depth in a championship season has to come from your young farm system players. Period. That's where your depth comes from. And if you're worried about depth, then you must not trust your farm system. The farm system is for that. That's what it's for. It's cheap, inexpensive bats and placeholders in your system. And that's the thing that White Sox fans need to get over. He's not going to be an Albert Pujols, but he's going to hit 250, 260. He's going to probably have like a 360, probably on base percentage, maybe better. He'll drive in some runs.
I'm going to say it right now. You could old take expose me. Andrew Vaughn, at least 20 bombs this year.
I'll take that.
At least 20 bombs this year.
I'll take it.
I have seen the Sox farm system. The top of it is unbelievable.
You need two replacement players right now with the depth. Like the rest you can handle with veterans. But again, the Sox are rolling into this season. And again, I don't see it. I guess I see you guys, and I think I mentioned this to some of the guys on the when we doing the hangover post show thing, the after party, and we talked about this too. I think White Sox fans are obviously there's a little post traumatic stress syndrome, obviously from just struggling for years, your whole life. I mean, what have you been to the playoffs how many times in 100 years?
I totally get that.
And so when you look at it this way, it's hard for Sox fans to like be positive about anything. But the fact is, you have an organization and a team that, in my opinion, will win the division as is right now, and is one of the top 5 teams in baseball as is right now. Now, pause real quick. Is anybody on the level of the Dodgers? And the answer to that is hell fucking no.
Nope.
So there's your comparison. I don't give two shits. In this, since it's getting to the ALCS and winning the ALCS means dick. You want to win the World Series. Your bar is set so high right now with the Dodgers. You need magic. You need miracles, and you need your pups to perform. But the fact is, the White Sox right now, as is, are one of the top 5 teams in baseball. But nobody is close to the tier of the Dodgers right now. That comes at the midseason trade when the White Sox are in first place after an easy first month of the season.
They trade for Marcelo.
They save some service time. They start rolling. They get to the place where they're a couple pieces short, and they go, and that's when they make the deals to make their team the juggernaut that goes and finishes the season with the big boost from that trade deadline move. That's how it goes.
Damn.
Build your team now. The team you see today is not going to be the same team you see in 4 months. Period.
Fucking right, dude. I'm not going to stop you. Keep going.
Sorry.
No, it's fine because
I was feeling I was in the trust tree.
Well, this is where the switch came from me being pissed off to positives all being back. Is I was sitting here, I was getting mad for no reason, and it was just because I'm so used to being mad at this team, and I don't know, like a wave like came over me where I was just like, hold on, and I pulled up the Sox team as currently constructed. Like, that little depth chart view where you see like the bases and you see the depth chart. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is a fucking good baseball team, man. This is a damn good baseball team. And I understand, like, yes, I want Ozuna to be the DH, or yes, I want, maybe another pitcher. But then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm hearing from fucking Lucas Giolito's dad how great Katz is. And like, I got to give him a chance. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm switching gears. I'm bringing back positives, though. And I know I keep saying Sox are going to win the Central, and now I'm not saying World Series because, 1, like Fiddler said, the Dodgers are a fucking juggernaut. And 2, you got to win the Central to keep going. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I want to keep building those blocks. So
you can win the World Series.
I'm looking at this. And
hey, that's why you play the games. Anything could fucking happen, man.
Aloha said this too, and it does, about Ozuna. It makes no sense at the trade line when he's still there now. Look, when I go to the blackjack table, I don't put all of my cash in my pocket and charge up and get chips, right? I'll throw $100 down, but I'm going to keep 50, 60 bucks in my pocket. And when I'm out there, I play. You play. And if you get to a hand, say you get a hand that's a perfect hand, you're like, oh my shit, I got to double down here. I don't have the chips on the table to double down. I got the money in my pocket, but this is such a perfect hand to double down on. I'm going to pull out of pocket that money I kept around, that meat lovers pizza I kept in the trunk, so to speak, in Tommy Boy terms. And then I'm going to pull that out, and I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to go double down on the most optimal circumstance I have to make get the biggest return I can with my investment on this bet. The same thing can be said for the White Sox. Keep that money in your pocket, get to the trade deadline, go make a trade, and perhaps if you make a trade that's really valuable and you have a guy that has like maybe someone you want to keep around, you've got that money to lock him up to a longer team. You've got money to spend, you've got money to go around and work into that budget. Hey, look, anybody thinking that Jerry's going to start spending is just living in a dreamland. So now you know what the situation is. That money, Tommy want Wingy, Tommy like Wingy. You hang out until that trade deadline comes, and you throw out that meat lovers pizza and you feast. And that's what the White Sox are going to do. That boost at the trade deadline is an emotional boost as much as it is a roster boost. So, the team believes more when the team goes out and picks up other players. They go, these guys believe in us. We're adding to the arsenal. Let's go. And that is a huge moment in a team season if they're going to be the team of destiny. The Dodgers just don't have to make those kind of moves.
So I was just cruising around, and I ended up on the White Sox depth chart on ESPN. For starting left fielder, they have Leury Garcia, and for DH, they have Eloy.
And
the pitching rotation they have is Giolito, Lynn, Keuchel, Cease, Kopech. In a perfect world, hey, let's go. And there's so much. This is what's getting me, man, is there's just so much unknown.
You could trade for a Chris Bryant at the trade deadline.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's shit like that, but like, I've come to like the middle ground when it comes to Coach Katz. Like, I do think he's going to do something, but now I'm getting nervous as like people praising him as like the Mr. Miyagi of pitching coaches. We're like, and I mean, I read this story in The Athletic about Dylan Cease already getting like crazy movement on his fastball after adjusting with Katz. I mean, that's all he was really, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm very cautiously optimistic. I think the Sox are going to win the Central. I put out 100 tweets that can get Old Take exposed. I don't give a fuck anymore. I really think this team's good. I'm so excited for fucking pitchers and catchers to report in 2 weeks, hopefully.
Sox fans, though, do need to take down the expectation level of Katz. I'm going to tell you this as a coach. The guy knows what he's doing. His trajectory has shown that he has proven himself to be a high baseball quality IQ guy. All that stuff is great. But yeah, if you think he's going to roll in and turn, pitchers that have notoriously struggled in the White Sox organization around in the equivalent of 4 or 5 months, that's just not, you're asking for too much. It's going to take time. You're going to see the return on a Katz as a pitching coach mid-season, late in the season. You're going to see how these guys develop over time. You can't possibly, as a coach, look at a guy for a couple months and fix what's broken. You can't. There's mental stuff. You got to get to know somebody emotionally as a person. You got to know what makes them tick. Then you've got to obviously work on the fundamental stuff too. There's only so much time to do that for Katz. It's going to take time. You got to build trust as well. And some of these guys, they're major league players. There's egos. They're not going to listen. He's got to prove himself to them. So it takes time to earn some of those guys too. And, everyone like to think in a perfect world that players listen to their coaches, but let's be honest, we know that that's not true. Professional baseball players have their own people too. It's like a golf swing. They have their own golf coach. Butch Harmon was teaching Tiger Woods for years, but somebody tried to teach Tiger a swing, he's going to ignore him because he has his own guy. Same thing with these, especially these pitchers. They go off the drive line. They go off the offseason. They go work with their pitching guys that they've known their whole lives. He's got to build that up. And it's unfortunate. It's unfair to Katz to put that kind of pressure on him to think that he's going to wave a magic wand or put his hands together and rub them real fast. And all of a sudden he's going to fix the broken leg of the White Sox.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not going to just rub Dylan Cease's shoulder and all of a sudden he's got fucking a DeGrom fastball. It's like, pump the brakes a little bit. Breaking moves. Vanessa Morgan and Michael Kopech's kid was born on January 29th, and his name is River. Yeah.
Oh, that's a washout.
Hey, River. But whatever.
I wonder if he flows. You know what that happens when you have a little boy. They flow.
Yeah, a kid pissed all over the place earlier. I don't know. That's the other thing that's a little concerning. The Sox love tweeting out or Instagramming videos of like Cease pitching, Bummer pitching. Bummer was cool because it was like, okay, his arm looks healed. And I'm like, you know what would really be cool? If you just tweeted out a 2-second clip of Michael Kopech throwing a baseball. But I get he had his baby boy, and, you know, good for him. Happy for him. Glad the kid's healthy. I just want to see you pitch, man. I'm not into – I've spoken my piece on this show multiple times about Kopech's battles with off-the-field stuff and all that shit, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, dude, I just want to see Mike Kopech pitch. I really do. And that could be such an X factor. If Michael Kopech comes out and he's a fucking stud, you know,
I will say, I'll go out on this one. So,
yep.
if Mike Kopech is the pitcher that that he was made out to be, going back to his prospect status. I mean, he's still a prospect, but if he's the guy that everyone thought he was going to turn to, the Sox are at least going to get to the World Series this year. If he's that good this year,
count it. I'm in, dude.
I mean, if he's like, if he is because he'd be better than like anyone that you could have signed this offseason. If
Without
he
a
truly
doubt.
is the star pitcher.
Without a doubt.
That's a big if though, because like for one, he's going to be on an innings limit. You don't know when he is going to come up. So
I don't even know if he's going to start.
I mean, yeah, that's everything.
Probably going to start in AAA.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, I don't think at this point, I don't think he's starting the year with the team.
Right. And I mean, the last time we saw him pitch was 2 spring trainings ago when he threw a fucking flawless inning against the Rangers. It was awesome, though. I got juiced, dude. When he threw that high heat past the third batter, it was like, fuck yeah. Like, yeah.
I think his like first time that he threw 9 pitches, they were all 100 miles per hour.
Yes. Let's go.
Something like that.
I mean,
by the way, speaking of, or talking about, Sox fans, just kind of being negative or, waiting for something to go wrong. Really not. I mean, and again,
that was last spring training. You're right, Alex. We're all about facts and numbers on the show. That was last.
It seems like two.
It seems like 20
because
it seems
like it got delayed.
Seems like
technically it was 2 spring trainings ago because there was the summer one.
Oh, see, there's the logistics. We got the loophole.
Technicality.
Got you with that foot.
But I don't know if this was a big topic but I saw it like a little bit, and it was Sox fans talking about, would you be upset if the team, after 2021, let's say they don't win the World Series or whatever, and they lose Lance Lynn in free agency, you just gave up, the 6 years of Dane Dunning for 1 year of Lynn, you let him walk, would you be mad?
No. I mean, that would be ridiculously hypocritical for Sox fans to be mad because you're sitting here begging Jerry and them to roll the dice and to go out and make these moves. And then if they go out and make these moves, which at the time looks fucking great because it does look really good to me, and it doesn't pan out, to sit there and be like, how can you do that? Well, then you're an asshole.
It reminds me of the person that's like, hey, let's get naked. And so you totally throw off the robe and turn off the lights. Turn off the lights.
Like, what is going on?
I guess the only counter to that was if they truly were going for it, they would try to go sign Marcell Ozuna. They would try to go get another starting pitcher. Actually become the clear favorite in the AL. But if you're doing the halfway, it's like, they definitely improved. There's no doubt. Getting Lynn, getting Hendricks. Adam Eaton is an improvement over what they had in right field. You did improve, but if you're gonna go the semi-cheap way, well, why not then just keep those 6 cheap years of Dane Dunning?
Well, wait, hold on.
That was the only
leaving the house again.
What happened?
I don't agree with that, but that was just some of the thinking.
We are now about an hour into the show, and we still haven't talking about the huge White Sox acquisition.
Which is
Carlos Rodon.
Oh,
that's right.
such a mystery man too. Sox fans have no idea what to expect with this.
I want
this
to
crapshoot.
I want to say this because I've said it on this show many times. I was actually a guest on Herb Lawrence's show on the Locked In, whatever White Sox show, and I said it on his show too. How many times have I said I wanted Carlos Rodon to be Andrew Miller?
36 times.
Thank you. Maybe 37.
I was going to say 42.
Now is the time. So the White Sox signed him back. They did the physical. They did all that stuff. New pitching coach. We talked about Katz earlier. I'm not going to go down that road. They threw $3 million at Carlos. So I think Carlos is shit. What was Homeboy's name last year? Wore the Jordan 1s. Old starter, was drafted by the Sox, went to the Nationals, came back.
Went to the Nationals.
The fifth starter.
Reynaldo Lopez.
No.
The
old guy. He wore the Jordan 1s.
Charlie Huff?
No.
My bad.
To the Nationals? I don't know.
No, he was drafted by the Sox, never pitched for the Sox. Gio Gonzalez.
Oh, Gio.
Fuck, God damn it, chat. That took you long enough. I was waiting for you guys to jump on me when I used the wrong word.
I mean, I'm sorry. You lost me on the Jordan one. I had no clue that he wore the Jordan.
He wore Jordan 1s all the time. That's why. But I think Carlos Rodon is the Gio Gonzalez of this team now. He's older, a little bit of injuries. He definitely throws harder than Gio, but he could be your fifth starter in a pinch. But if they can use him in that long reliever spot, this Sox bullpen is fucking sexy.
I mean, the same way that you've been saying how you were hoping that they would eventually switch into that role, like the multi-inning reliever.
Yes.
I mean, I've said the same thing. Not so much opposing it, just the concern of you're already dealing with a guy who's had a whole bunch of arm injuries. Like, can you really take that stress on the arm pitching multiple times a week?
Well, he had
when
blood.
He hasn't been
wasn't his muscles bleeding? Like
dude's had everything. He's had like every year since his rookie year. I think he's had an injury, like a major injury.
You see his muscles were bleeding.
It was like blood in his muscle tissue. It was like disgusting. No. It wasn't a bruise. Like it was fucking weird, man.
This was Gio?
No, Rodon.
Oh, Rodon. Bleeding? I'm going to put bleeding.
He's bleeding.
Like, that's just the guy. I mean, I kind of get the dice roll. Like, if he can't stay healthy, you have a solid option there. But, man,
thank you.
Just the health history is just ugh.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, $3 million, and like I said, they did their pending physical, so they did their due diligence like most teams would, and hopefully, I mean, Carlos is one of those guys where you feel bad because you knew he had good stuff at NC State. He was good. He's shown flashes of being a very good pitcher in Major League Baseball. He just the injuries,
shoulder, elbow. He's run the gamut.
Oh, for sure. But he had a long time off. I don't know. I'm hoping
that he's not a Brandon Morrow.
Well, yeah. If he's on an innings limit, like if they're only looking to get 2-3 innings out of him in middle relief. Maybe he can come out and do his little psychopath routine. And, I'm excited to watch his wife get pissed off at umpires again on Twitter. I mean.
Glad you finished that sentence, by the way. Just because if you were just like, I'm really looking forward to watching his wife.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just rude.
Finish the sentence.
But, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I understand the initial frustration. That $3 million could have been used elsewhere and blah, 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 blah. They're not, dude. Yeah, we talked about LaCroix, minor league deal.
I think he's your best backup catcher right now.
Right now he is.
You blew off poor Don like he was like, no, Don, we already talked about LaCroix.
I'm not getting into that again.
I don't think we've talked enough about Jonathan LaCroix.
No, we've talked enough about Johnson. I'm sorry. Sorry if I was rude, Don. I'm just not thrilled about it. But yes,
he has his own sparkling water, man.
I want Tyler Flowers. It was actually because of this show that I was sold on Tyler Flowers from our comment section.
It's too late. You got Jonathan Lucroy.
No.
You spent the $3 million on Rodon that you could have used on Tyler Flowers. So sorry.
Yep, shit happens. But hopefully that works out. Yeah, fucking LaCroix is our best backup.
Adema does though. His arm, the Rodon thing for Luke actually points it out. Adema really does sound and read like enema.
That's what I read it as first too.
Yeah,
I'm like,
wow.
what? You had a what?
I thought it was a joke.
No.
Oh,
Edema is the real. That's the blood thing. But an enema is how you loosen up a young pitcher when they're really struggling with confidence.
Yeah, that's how we all get loose, isn't
Red,
it?
brown.
But yeah, I mean that was a weird move. Kind of came out of nowhere, and I've seen a couple people.
What if they're about to trade Zach Collins? Is it about to happen?
Okay,
Now you got 3.
I mean, you got Zach Collins, and you also got what's his face, Sebi.
The guy who will survive the 40-man roster.
So, do you think that this is an indictment on their faith in Collins by bringing in LaCroix, saying that they're not entirely sold on Collins, so they need that secondary fallback plan for the backup for the B for the option B?
Here's the thing: I'm not sold on Collins, so
there's one guy, and I have to give him credit for it. He's never jumped off the Zach Collins board. James Fox still riding the Zach Collins wave. I respect that. He's committed to it.
He's got to, because he was the one that was shitting all over Jose Abreu last year, and that kind of blew up in his face. So, and he's owned it. He's owned it multiple times. We all fuck up, man. Like, it is what it is. Especially,
you guys know this worst take in history. Me in high school saying that Bryce Harper isn't going to be that good of a baseball player.
He's all right.
Tough.
That let my personal feelings get in the way of that. There's no logic there. It was just anger.
And someone like us who does a weekly show, hi Don, who does a weekly show, who blogs, who's active on Twitter, you're bound to say something stupid or something completely wrong. We put ourselves out there, and it's really easy for people that don't do that to shit all over you when you fuck up, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't think Zach Collins is going to be that good. I actually wouldn't mind him being dealt. I don't know what you're going to get for him right now. I mean, where did he go? Like 1 for 56 last year?
Zach Collins?
Yeah, to start his.
I know, but I mean, he's been. He just hasn't been good this way. The biggest indictment on it. What do you need in a backup catcher? At least be a solid backup defensive guy. He's not that. He can't even get to that.
Yep. Why are you showing?
Who did that?
Oh, that was me. I don't know why I did all 3.
I'm trying
to get engagement up, guys. Sorry.
Right. Well, if you're patient, Mailman Jack will say something insightful, and it won't have anything to do with
no. It was Polka and it was Collins. Collins went on like a 1 for something streak. He hit .063 last year. But no, it was before that. Hold on. Hold.
It was 2019. That's when he came up. That's when he had that 1 home run against the Rangers.
And it was like his first game, and then he just went to shit for 20 games.
He was 2 for 27 or something. That's what it was. It was something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about Delmonico coming back either. Yeah, Jumper's right.
In 2019, Zach Collins went 16 for 86, hitting .186.
I mean, again, I'll say again, it's not just the hitting. He's just not viewed as a average defensive catcher.
Was it because they didn't have instant replay in the clubhouse?
Yeah.
But if you can't hit, you have to be a good defensive catcher. If you can't be a good defensive catcher, you better been hitting bombs. Thank you, Jack. About time.
Hey, Alex says it right there. A 307 on base percentage and you hit 186. That actually is extremely projectable right there.
Yeah,
if he improves just a tiny bit.
14 walks and 86 at bats.
That's actually pretty good, dude.
Oh, I know. He's got a good eye, and that's always been the scouting report on him, and that's fine. It's just
too.
Yeah, but he hit 186, dude.
I mean, a 307 on base percentage.
He's on base. Dude, stop with the average, though. It's on base percentage matters. Batting average.
No, I mean, a 307 on base percentage, that's still bad. That's like Javi Baez bad. That's still
307 when he hit 186? That's, I mean.
No, but I'm saying overall, taking away the batting average, that's still low. That's not.
307.
I mean,
it's not great, but.
Yes, being is such a crappy hitter and still hitting more than 100 or having
wait, did this
getting
happen?
on 100 points is great. That means they have a great arm.
very difficult to have a almost 150 point differential between batting average
Breaking
and
moves.
on base percentage.
What do we got?
Our Uncle Bob Nightingale, Trevor
let's go.
Bauer, and the Mets
Get to the bottom.
have a deal.
Oh man, Dodgers are getting Trevor Bauer.
Yep. Trevor Bauer, 10-year deal to everywhere besides the Mets.
Also, Bob reported that Mickey Callaway is innocent.
No, what?
Just kidding.
I mean, honestly, after the Addison Russell redemption story, I wouldn't put it past Bob. So
I'm waiting for Phil Rogers to write something about Callaway, about him being innocent.
I mean, this would be the most Bob and Mets thing ever if it turns out last minute snag, there is no deal.
Yeah, I mean,
So he's gonna get what? 3 for 97?
96 with his. It's going to be front loaded, so he gets like 37 in his first year with a 1-year opt out, which he'll probably use. I could definitely see Bauer using that opt out. Yeah, and I mean, I was on the 108 Fest show, which if you guys haven't watched it yet, that was a really good time. But we had to do our bold predictions. I did Dylan C's top 5 Cy Young voting. That got a reaction. Hey, they said bold. They said bold. But one of the things that they asked for is, what is one of the things that you're looking forward to this season? And I guess this applies with Zach Collins too, is I'm looking to see a full season of Luis Robert. I'm looking forward to seeing a full season of Nick Madrigal. I'm looking forward to seeing, last year was fun. And I think last year helped a lot of us out in the whole lockdown, like to have something to watch. And like, it was a good season and I'm just glad they did it and whatever. But like, it wasn't like a real season. And I'm not taking away from the Dodgers. I'm not taking away from anyone's accomplishments last year. I'm not taking away, but it wasn't real. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a real season. I saw a lot of good things last year. We also saw like Luis Robert go MIA for a month and, but there's a lot of things that we don't know and a lot of things that we're going to see in the first 152, 162 game season that we have this year. Like, there's going to be dog days. There's going to be stretches for these guys. It's going to be real. Everything's not going to be ×4 like it was last year. Like Nick Madrigal makes an error and it's like, oh my God, if you put this over a season, he'd make 52 errors. It's just like, everything's not going to be under that magnifying glass this year.
It's going to make it into a Pringles jar. Right.
And it's going to be real interesting. Like somebody got hot and hit 16 home runs. Well, if you put this over a 162 game season, he would have, 62 home runs. Just relax with this shit. You know what I mean?
Like Jimmy Sosa's June in 1998 would have led the majors in homers last year. Like it's that extension part that should help. I think that's going to help White Sox fans too. And I think that the idea of the slow play helps the younger ball players. You're going to have players that don't feel like they have to do everything every single day. The 162 feels like 162. It feels like forever.
That's fair, Ralph.
Those were real. Sure, you would say that. That's correct. But getting there in 162 is far different, especially when it's not expanded playoffs. Getting there in 162 changes the game for everybody. That means everybody you're playing is going to be beat up, tired, and exhausted by that time, as opposed to 60 games. Come on. Like everybody's hitting their stride at about 78. In fact, most players hit their stride at like 120. So,
Jack, don't worry about it. I paid a dude from Mount Greenwood to go over. It's all taken care of.
You guys, I feel bad. You guys were all shoveling snow this week, and
dude,
I'm in flip flops and a t-shirt and shorts.
I just drank like a solid, just about a half bottle of bourbon during the show, and I'm going to go out and shovel after this. So,
it was 72 degrees here yesterday.
That sucks. Fuck you. Yeah, it's snowing balls, and now we're going to get into negative degrees, which makes me want baseball even more because I just want warm weather and baseball. And I mean, MLB, the show's coming out now, and it's.
Did you get your PS5?
Not yet.
Oh, you.
I don't know.
Then you're playing PS4, and you haven't even sent me an invite to play since we're doing this again. Since we're back.
I've been straight up doing Road to the Show I created my kid. And I'm just doing.
You did create your kid
yep.
with your wife.
You did. See, when a man and a woman,
See,
and
so
they
how
love
this
each
works
other,
is
Yeah, we figured it out eventually.
or sometimes they meet each other at a bar, and never mind. Sorry about that. That's Tinder. Swipe left, swipe right.
to see if you drink too much bourbon.
for you.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we figured it out eventually. No, I
It's not the belly button.
made him
That's my knee.
I think he's a right fielder. Yeah, he's a right fielder.
What is that?
I mean that makes sense though. Sox have been looking for a right fielder.
That's
since
why I did
Romano.
it. And then the damn Sox didn't even fucking draft him.
You pulled
Oh,
you
did
pulled a
get
little like
drafted
a
by,
Star
the
Wars
Tigers,
phone. You're
man?
playing it.
Didn't you
Yeah.
trade him before?
I drafted by the Tiger. I got drafted by the Tigers, went back to school. Got
Luke-
drafted by the Orioles, went back to school. Got drafted by the damn Tigers, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'll
I
play
mean,
for the
I mean,
Tigers.
you gotta give the Tigers some credit. They were scouting your kid hard.
Right.
See,
And
they
but
love
now every time I do those cutaway scenes, I just make him the biggest asshole possible
To get traded.
to get traded.
Puts it here too. By the way, look, you might not have been listening last year, but I feel like I was really close to getting Zoe to bet with me to allow me, if I won the bet, that I would get the name,
Hold on.
his child's
Hold
middle
on.
name at least for him, and
So
the tattoo bet for
from
me.
2 minutes ago, Mark Feinsand, Trevor Bauer, and the Mets do not have a deal.
I mean, what did I say?
Make this
What did
shit-
I say?
Can't make this shit up.
Oh,
What is- I need someone to have those two tweets back to back on their timeline. Someone who doesn't follow a lot of people, and I just need that to be back to back.
Oh my god, hilarious! Oh, that couldn't have worked out any better. That's fucking great.
He's such a peach. He's he's precious.
Oh, Bob.
Not great, Bob.
Bob
It only
just,
took 6 minutes. 6 minutes. It was
Bob
6
just, Bob
We
just needs
Bob
to
like
embrace
diagnosed
it.
COVID's going to be here for a while. God, God.
Bob just needs to embrace it. Like he just needs to embrace now that like he's like a joke. I should
Hector
take that back. He's not a
Nightingale.
joke.
No, I mean, kind of. No, that's the thing. It's so weird. Because
Who
Bob,
called Hector the Latino version of Nightingale?
Well, here Mark just tweeted again. Keep in mind the entire situation is fluid. It appears to be heading into its final stages, but as of this moment, sources say Bauer and the Mets have not struck a deal.
you know what I was gonna say? I think reporters are just now trolling Bob.
This is also low par for the Bauer course. The fucking circus, man. It's a circus. He probably agreed, and he probably sent his people out to say he hadn't agreed. 'Cause he wants
Nah.
everybody talking
Nah.
about Bauer.
Here's the thing, though. Like Bob's probably right. Like, I mean, the Mets are gonna sign Trevor Bauer, but like maybe like technically, like they probably agreed to the terms, but technically he probably hasn't signed yet. But like Mark Feinsand is like, no. Everyone dunks on Bob anyway, so this is an easy target. I'm gonna tweet out here. It's easy. They actually don't have a deal yet.
No, what happened was
leaked that he signed, and then leaked that he didn't sign.
right. Bob got all excited, like with a pretty new pet, and he went and tweeted, and then Mark was like, "No, I'm going to be a reporter." And no, they don't have a deal yet. It's probably going to get there. Pump the fucking brakes. And yeah.
Here's me. I bet you Nightingale got it. I bet you Rachel texted Bob, told Bob that he signed, he agreed. And I bet you Bauer texted Feinsand and said, I didn't. And this creates a huge narrative because now for the next 2 hours, guess what Twitter's going to be talking about? Trevor Bauer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Trevor's
It's
loving every
absolutely
second of this.
100% his market. They know how to play around with this. This is
Yeah.
100%. He just used a bunch of stooges that just immediately wanted to like drop their first scoop. And now he's like, now everybody's talking about Bauer and Bob.
Now Bauer's agent, Rachel, just tweeted out. She just quote tweeted herself. She tweeted, apparently this needs a retweet with the crying, laughing emoji. And the tweet that she quoted was her tweet from 3 hours ago that said down to 2. So they're still, according to her, they're still a bit, they are eating this
Use
up
Bob
right
to squeeze
now.
out some extra bucks.
They are eating this up right now. Oh my goodness gracious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're
I cannot wait for when Trevor Bauer has like
100%.
4.30 ERA.
Well, here's
gives
the
up
question.
like 6
You know what's
runs
mad?
against the Phillies in May, and he gets shredded in the post game, and he's an asshole, and everyone's like, "We got this fucking jackass," and it's going to be hilarious.
So it's the Mets. We know it's obviously the Mets, but who's number 2? Like, is it the Dodgers or the White Sox? Is it who
it's
is
not the
this?
White
number
Sox.
two?
It is not the White Sox.
Like, I guess, like, I'm not. I didn't just say the Dodgers just because I'm making it's the Dodgers.
I feel like it'd be the Padres. I don't know why, but it's not. But
Oh, it's the Dodgers. Those are like the only two
gotta be the
teams. we
Dodgers.
can-
because you know what, their ownership doesn't give a shit. They want to win. Sorry.
Like it's been said, it's the Dodgers.
It's the Dodgers, but
It's the Dodgers.
They're gonna get more money from the Dodgers. Watch.
100% Trevor Bauer is going to do a announcement. Like he's probably going to do it like when the high school kids tell everyone what college they go to. He's going to have like hats on the table, and he's going to like pick which hat, and he's going to pick up like a Blue Jays hat and be like "Psych," and then like grab a Mets hat, and it's like
pre-produced video all the way up to the end for the big reveal. Everything's the same. It's like all the highlights, sizzle, 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 and then they're gonna forget.
We're gonna have a scene where he's like, we're gonna have a scene where he's like scrolling through Twitter, laughing at the Bob tweet and then the Feinstein tweet and something like,
dude.
And then he's gonna be bad.
Guys, as much as we want Bauer to suck, he's not gonna.
I think. All right, so I respect the fact that Bauer is playing a very well thought out social media game.
Lester Zobrist
for the production, for his company momentum, for all that shit. Like he's playing this really well. But now I'm also at the point where I hope Trevor Bauer gets absolutely fucking shelled his like first 5 starts. Just because I'm annoyed.
I mean, again, I don't know why that's so out of the question. He's been good for like 50 starts out of his career.
Right. And we broke that down on one of the episodes. It's just like
don't get me wrong. No, he has been good. He had in 2020, he was fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
In a shortened season where he only played divisional teams. Yes.
Fucking beast. Other than that, he's had one good year.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, this cannot be
what
his real account. Oh no, that's the fake Bruce Levine. Okay. I got the fake Bruce Levine just goes conflicting space reports on if Mets have deal for space Bowers or do not have deal. One thing for sure, Reinsdorf spelled wrong and Sox did not make push for him. Payroll concerns. That can't be. Yeah, that's not.
I do have to say sometimes those are really mean.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, Bruce is hilarious on Twitter.
Right.
I thought the 108 was going on today. Are they not?
I have no idea.
Here's me in the middle of our podcast checking to see if another podcast has started their podcast.
Hey man, just give us all the baseball content. Give us all the baseball content.
I need more baseball content. I need to talk baseball. I need to talk baseball in general. By the way, can I side notice real quick before I forget to do this for the show? Can I plug it? If you haven't watched it yet. If you haven't had an opportunity to at 5 o'clock, never mind, that's right. If you haven't had an opportunity to see it, the Drew Robinson documentary by
that show was powerful.
What's his name?
Jeff Passan.
Yeah, Path in the River. It's one of the most powerful. Like if you didn't know Drew in general, if you just watched it as a baseball fan or an athlete fan, it's one of the most powerful hour-long documentaries you can watch about mental health for professional athletes. But we can fast forward through that as well. I can tell you that Drew Robinson went to Silverado High School. I coach at Silverado High School. Drew is the best baseball player to ever come out of our program. Now, I didn't coach Drew. I coached against him. But Drew was out there at every practice. It was one of the most I got to put it in the right way without getting super emotional. It was one of the most powerful things I've ever seen because of course, if you're around baseball players enough, you know how fragile the psyche is. When they lose it, it's gone. It's over. I can tell you this, when you watch the documentary, if you haven't seen it yet, or if you have watched it, I can tell you this, that being around Drew in January and early February before he left for spring training with the Giants, 100% when they say that he was masking it, he's the funnest, most likable, most personable, most outgoing. He's the dude that everyone gravitates around personality wise. So when he's in the documentary, when he talks about how he was hiding his pain and his self-doubt and all that, it is an absolute, it's extremely difficult for me to watch because I know where he was at and I know him obviously. And to know that someone that, because we didn't know this, we didn't know what happened. I'll say this, they kept it very in-house. We knew that he hurt himself and that his career was in jeopardy, but everybody kept everything under wraps. He didn't even go to one of our best friend's wedding this summer because of everything that was going on. And if you get a chance to watch this documentary, I can't plug it enough. I've watched it twice. I cried over and over again. There's multiple parts. His older brother Chad I've known for 20 years. It's Passan's best work. Like it is. He was plugging it up for a couple days, like for a little bit last week, and everyone thought it was like some sort of like special breaking news. He called this the most important story he has ever written. And I think with mental health in baseball and just in professional athletics, the tough guy mentality is completely part of the persona. And this film breaks it down because I could tell you right now, nobody saw what happens in the documentary. Nobody saw it coming at all. And the fact that Drew is here, he's with us, he's going to give it another shot. He's got a spring training invite to the Giants. To watch that story, to see it unfold, to know what happened literally a month and a half after he had left our field is extremely difficult to see. But I recommend it to any baseball fan, but any person. I showed it to my girlfriend, and she's not a baseball fan at all, and she was crying. Like it's just powerful stuff, and I think that we need to remember that when we talk about our athletes, when we talk about, screw you, Nick Magical, you didn't get a hit, you made an error. These guys take that shit home, and you might take it hard, but it has nothing. It pales in comparison to how they take it because they are perfectionists. They are hard workers. And this film itself really brings out that thing. Like before you guys really, ready to jump on a guy that doesn't get the job done, remember that they are humans. And I recommend it. Sorry, this is like a little plug in the middle, but
Yep.
Coach Witt, our guy, he gets a little plug at the end. The interview, they didn't use his interview, but he's got on the special thanks. It's nice to see Drew though, and know that now Drew's in a good place. But for any of you that are professional athlete fans, just it's a must watch. It's better than any 60 for 60 I've ever seen. So it's about an hour. It's on ESPN Plus right now.
Do you get double Do you get double the? Because it's 30 for 30.
Oh,
But
because it's an ESPN 60.
yep. Now hold on. Very important here. Look at me. Hold on. Zoom in on me.
Ooh,
Okay.
there it is. Oh, look at that flow. Jesus.
Oh,
Nope,
Do we look alike?
not at all.
no.
Okay.
He's too tan.
Like the glasses. Yeah, you have similar glasses. But
Yeah. So beat it, Ralph. Ha.
Hold on.
Wow,
With me.
Ralph.
With me.
The
Oh, wait, never
they
mind.
have similar looking glasses.
Right.
By the way, we got
also,
a second report of the Mets do not have a deal with Trevor Bauer at this time. Robert Murray.
we have
An intern.
So we have 3 people on the show. I'm obviously a White Sox fan. Fids and Aldo are obviously Cubs fans. We still probably talk about more White Sox stuff. We talk about the White Sox
We
like
talk about whatever's more fun.
The Cubs
Right.
are about 30% of the show, and like
it's like 70-30 right now, just because the White Sox are the younger team. If this was 10 years ago, it'd probably be the other way around. But it's
2
just
years ago.
we had an intern.
Right.
We had
Right.
Nuke, but
Yep.
Nuke's busy teaching professor.
Right.
We lost our other co-host to
Nuke,
being
figured
a
out,
professor.
Nuke also figured out the kid making mechanic and had
Yeah,
enough.
he just does it a lot.
So does-
So,
well, I mean, I guess I do too, but I just don't have babies. So
right. But
I'm not jumping ship, Luke, but I am.
I don't know the 108 stuff. Nah, I don't know. I think kids by like 2022 gonna have a 108.
Pinwheels and Ivy swag if we had it. I would buy. I mean, this is just because it's a sweet sweatshirt. The hoodie's nice,
yeah,
but
well, they got good stuff.
White Sox Twitter is better than Cubs Twitter. I'll just say that out loud. I don't mean that. I don't mean that as a knock. I'm still a Cub fan, but
By
White Sox Twitter is just
2022,
more fun.
Kevin's gonna have a half Cubs, half Sox jersey.
Hold on, we gotta do another one here. Real
Never,
quick.
no Frankenstein jerseys for me. It'll be a Cubs jersey, but I will root for the White Sox as long as they're not playing the Cubs. I'm good
All
with
right, although do the focus on me again.
There we
Focus.
go.
that. Focus.
Bam. Zoe. Doolittle? That one I can see more.
Better. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. That looks good.
Screenshot it, Kevin. Screenshot it.
John. That's okay.
That looked like you.
Hey, I mean, this is probably the best compliment you guys have gotten.
Nice. Take that, Cap.
Hold on, screenshot this
Screenshot it.
because we're
Screenshot.
gonna have to send that to you know who
All right.
and make this
Screenshot.
happen.
All right, screenshot it.
Well, the glass is empty, the bottle's
Hold on
dry.
real quick.
I gotta go shovel.
Go download.
Oh, geez. What did Kevin download now?
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if do I look like this baseball player? Ready? We're gonna do this. Ready? Put me on the middle. Oh, that's the wrong
Nope.
one. Do I do that? There we go. Does this look like me?
No.
what?
I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't know. Someone told me I look like Dick Van Dyke like 2 days ago. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, they just said you're a dick.
Oh, you're a dick, and your girlfriend's a. Oh, I just got that. It took a second. Whoa. I guess you don't talk to people in traffic after you cut them off.
No. Dane Dunning and Doolittle. I don't.
It's just the glasses.
It's just the glasses.
Ralph,
Screenshot.
can I have a minute? Guys, can you earmuffs? I can have a moment with Ralph.
No, we just did this.
But I want a moment alone with Ralph. I want to thank you, Ralph.
Exchange DMs.
Yeah, exchange DMs.
Slide on into my DMs, baby.
Yeah.
I got a high five for you.
All right, I gotta go shovel, boy. Yeah, I know.
Alexa, don't freeze.
I gotta go lay in the hammock in the backyard.
Maybe by the time I'm done,
I'm still out.
Trevor Bauer will sign with the Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
Yes. All right. Well, fuck it. We'll work on some Pinwheels and Ivy merchandise. Yeah.
I think so. I have a Pinwheels and Ivy mask that I wear when I don't want to.
I mean, we already have like 2 pre-orders, right? We have Luke
and Mr. Hand.
Mr. Hand.
Yeah. Oh, we're totally gonna sell like at least 6 shirts.
At least.
At least 6 shirts.
Oh, we
I
have
did
to
think it was
mark up
funny,
the
by the
price
way.
tag.
So I bought this.
Jumper. We're up to 7
there we go.
shirts.
3?
7 shirts.
7 up to 7.
Well, because us 3.
So I did buy this shirt. I think last Wednesday night I was drunk, or through Tuesday night, and I was not drunk but drinking, and I'm like, I'm going to support the 108 guys, and I bought the shirt, right, and I was like, I'm always embarrassed. I have an MSN email. My email is kfids@msn.com. Like, it's sad. I'm still using the same email.
He's not lying, folks, because I remember when we had to do these shows on Skype. We asked for his email. We were like, okay, stop playing around. What's your email? And he's like, no, that's it.
No, it's really MSN.
Absolutely. So I'm self-conscious. I just don't want to change it because I've got a lot of shit in there. Anyway, so I always feel bad. I feel like an old dude. And then I got my response email from ordering from the 108. And it was nice to know that their merch, whoever handles their merch, is still rocking the AOL account. So I went from feeling old to kind of feeling middle-aged. So
my socks summer.
AOL.
Yeah. No, they do good shit, man. I mean, 108 is like they're our uncles, man. I love those guys.
I use MSN Messenger. Ooh, that was a little better. Just yours is more Wolfman-y. Yours goes up way higher up on your cheekbone.
And also, before we shout out, I got my first minor league hat in a 3930. Thank you for you guys showing me the light.
Are they the White Cappers?
West Michigan Whitecaps.
Yep.
Is that Lansing?
Yep. Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo. That's right. Kalamazoo. That's right.
I just dug the logo. I ordered a couple of them. This one got here crazy fast.
The zoo.
But yeah, no, I'm just gonna buy minor league hats from now on because those teams need it more. Yeah. If anything crazy happens, obviously we'll always post videos at Pinwheels
on MSN Messenger
or MSN Messenger. Is that it? Or what was the old BlackBerry network?
Oh, the Blueberry, the BlackBerry network.
Yep.
Oh, Grand Rapids. It's in Grand Rapids. I knew it because Kalamazoo's
okay.
not west. That's East Michigan. Grand Rapids is
so
west.
I feel like someone was like,
right?
Someone was like, I have a summer home in Kalamazoo. I go to their games all the time. Anyways, no. Somebody tried to get into me on Twitter about Chris Archer. I'm not going to budge. I mean, you can send me 800 tweets. I'm still not going to think he's good. Hit me up on my pager. So for K-Fids, although I'm Zoe, be good to each other. Everybody, if you're in Chicago, stay warm. It's supposed to get gnarly outside. So hopefully we're 2 weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting. And we'll be back next week. Take care.
If it's major, hit us up on our pager.
Bye.
Bye.